Hello everybody, we are the Killers from Las Vegas, and you're watching Fuse on Demand. Get it when you want it.
It took me about 3 years to do this album, and on this occasion, I was just like, I was all ready to ruffle a few feathers and do something, you know, dangerous. See you driving round town with the girl I love, and I'm like, F you. My aim is on the game. The change in my pocket wasn't enough. I'm like, F the funk is in the flaw. Rock and soul. I couldn't be stopped anyway. This is my business. Lay it down.
Cee Lo Green,
T.
you are on the record with Fuse. And let's start by talking about your #1 smash, one of the funniest and best records of the year. What's it called?
It's called F You.
And I love that. It's so profane and yet hilarious, but it's not an angry record.
It's what the English call tongue-in-cheek.
Yeah.
I think ultimately the song is about acceptance, you know, and smiling in the face of that adversity. You know, it's kind of like written in terms of like thinking out loud, you know.
And you're primarily saying it to the guy.
Right.
You stole my girl, and you know what? You
Right.
too, girl too.
Exactly.
But it's primarily man to man. You took my girl. You got more money than me.
That's right.
Talk about creating the song and finding that balance that made it funny and getting the character mad, but not the record mad.
Right. I was in L.A. I was working with Bruno Mars and Phil Lawrence. They go by the collective name of the Smeezingtons, and I met them before the success of B.O.B. and, you know, Travie McCoy and all of that.
So you were with Bruno, working with Bruno before he was
I
hot.
was. They had kind of like a sketch of what the hook would be, but of course, you know, you was written in stone. So, you know, I think it went from I see you kicking it with the girl I know, and so the lyrics changed like that. We ended up with I see you driving around town. We sat there, we just kind of wrote the song out loud.
I know some people were like, oh, all this cursing and profanity and this is wrong. And I was like, it's in fun.
Yeah, it is. I have been very careful to be considerate of things that I say. I mean, of course, I have children of whom I love and respect, and even my kids understood it's all in fun.
The album is Lady Killer, but the first song is the man getting dissed.
Right.
Not being a lady killer.
Right.
In your real life, are you a lady killer or you wish you could be one?
No, I am. I am.
I really am.
Yes. I'm sincere. I'm so sincere. But Lady Killer is kind of symbolic of being a lover and a fighter, you know?
It's a soulful album. Sounds like something out of the 70s. Sounds a little Bobby Womack. Reminds me a little Sly Stone.
Great reference. I love Bobby Womack.
And you're singing here, not rapping.
No, not this time around. And quite a few of my fans are very concerned whether I'll rap again. And I assure them, yes, I will. And I'm just kind of, you know, setting that aside to make sure that all of those demons are exercised on the new Goody Mob record.
So you're gonna rhyme on the next Goody Mob album?
Yes.
When's that coming?
In the very, very near future.
And it's interesting because you are kind of in your own lane musically to me. You are a fusion of hip hop and soul in your own way.
Rock and soul. Rock and soul.
I mean, how do you do that? How do you put both of those together?
All music is derivative of the next. And the soul is just that honesty, that acknowledgement, that appreciation of what inspires you. And so, you know, when I open up my mouth to sing, I simply just can't help myself. It just is what it is.
What were you going for with The Lady Killer? What was the sonic goal to you?
My disclaimer was I want big black James Bond, you know. So I kind of felt like this album is something that Barry White would have done. It's streetwise and it's also sophisticated.
Just give me a little bit more of what big black James Bond means, because I like that.
It's just that melodramatic, that suspenseful, cinematic kind of quality.
And he's bad, he's smart, and he's sexual.
Yes.
How is the music that we're going to get on Lady Killer different than the music of Gnarls Barkley?
Gnarls Barkley, it's more cerebral, and there's a very disturbed quality about it. This one is more settled, more stable, more certain of oneself. People would associate Gnarls with costume. This one they would associate with character.
But let's talk about Crazy, because it completely transformed your career.
Yeah.
And it's a philosophical record of a sort that you almost never see in popular music.
Right.
What made you and Danger Mouse click so well?
Because misery needs company. You know,
So what does that mean? You're both unhappy people?
You know what? I was going through quite a time in my life. I was going through a divorce. I did not have a label home. It was just a very trying time. I was doing a remix to a song that he was working on with another project. And we concluded that session by him asking me, could he play me a few things? And I was like, of course. And they really struck me, and it just reminded me of that controlled chaos. So Crazy, to answer the question, forgive me, was a song about being insistent. Like, you know, are we crazy to keep insisting on doing it our way? Of course, there's a thin line between being crazy and being totally convinced, you know? And I think I'm the latter.
The music on the song is hot, but it's really the lyrics and the way you sing the hook, Crazy. That's the thing that makes it explode. Take me back to the night that you were creating Crazy.
Well, Crazy, of course, it's famously done in one take.
You didn't sing it straight through.
I did.
The chorus and everything straight through one time.
One time. We were just kind of trying to be productive. Like, he was on a schedule, so was I. I jotted the words down, and I went in and was like, you know, here goes nothing. And I sung it one time. He was like, yeah, that's cool, man. I was like, okay, cool. You know, what else you want to do? Let's do something else. So we went right to another song.
Did you know that it was going to be a massive hit, Song of the Year, Rolling Stones, Song of the Decade? Did you have any sense of like, yeah, we did something tonight?
We thought maybe at the most this was the most accessible record. The same thing with you. It's like, you know, you can't predict these things, you know, and it's something that happens to you. But I will say this, I am dedicated, I'm devoted, I'm sincere, my integrity is intact, you know, and so therefore, all these things considered, I do believe that I deserve it, you know? And so when it does happen, I feel very privileged, and I also feel poised, you know, something like for it, because, you know, people have to prepare for that kind of success the same way that they attempt to prepare for failure. Success will blow your mind just as easily.
That's right.
Even quicker.
That's right.
I remember us standing around the bed, and I held her hand, and she was freezing cold, and I just went into prayer.
But what did you do? What did you say? Or did you walk or did you run away? Where are you now? Where have you been? Did you go alone?